Among the busy streets of the kingdom, the honest tailor stood out with his attentive craftsmanship. He was a humble maker of unmatched skill and ethical behavior. With each stitch, his skilled fingers danced across fabric with a grace that captivated everyone who witnessed his work, telling tales of beauty and elegance. The queen was drawn to the unassuming tailor because of his extraordinary talent, which made his creations higher in quality than even the most luxurious clothes worn by the royal court. The queen invited him to perform at the palace because she was attracted by his artistic ability and fascinated by his unwavering dedication to his craft. And so, the honest tailor set out on a journey that would influence the course of his life, his heart full of joy as well as fear. He had no idea that within the lavish corridors of the palace lay not only a chance to display his abilities, but also the start of an extraordinary friendship that would cut across all social classes and stations. The reputation of the honest tailor, in spite of his modest origins, quickly spread throughout the kingdom, beyond the small walls of his workshop. His name came to represent honesty, and each piece he produced was evidence of his unwavering commitment to his trade. His talent soon attracted the attention of the royal court, where the queen herself heard rumors of his skilled needlework and unwavering character. The queen invited the honest tailor to come to the palace to display his work because she was impressed by his stories of integrity and skill. So, the sincere tailor accepted the invitation with a mixture of pride and humility, not realizing how much his visit would change his life. The moment he entered the palace's lavish halls, he was transported from the modest restricts of his workshop into a completely different reality. Even so, the sincere tailor stayed true to himself in the face of all the grandeur around him, his moral purity illuminating the sea of deceit and attract typical of court life. He gained the queen's respect and trust because of his unwavering dedication to his beliefs, which also laid the groundwork for an extraordinary friendship that would stand the test of time. The queen felt overburdened by her duties in the lavish surroundings of the royal court, where politics and intrigue went hand in hand. She pined for a break from the challenges of her station, a moment of comfort amid the confusion of her everyday existence, even though advisors and officials surrounded her. The honest tailor proved to be an unexpected source of comfort for her amidst the unstable sea of elegant affairs. He gave her a haven from the storm, a place where she could temporarily put her crown aside and just be herself, with his kind disposition and sincere concern for her welfare. During their quiet moments together, surrounded by strings of thread and screws of fabric, the queen discovered an honest tailor who understood her as a human being with hopes, fears, dreams, and desires, rather than as a ruler. And it was exactly this deep bond that drew her to him, connecting the threads of their friendship into a strong web of trust and understanding. They grew closer every day as they managed the difficulties of courtly life together, finding comfort in each other's company. And even though the officials might have raised an eyebrow or two about their friendship, the queen didn't waver in her love for the truthful tailor, because she knew she had found a confidant and friend unlike any other in him. The queen and the honest tailor continued to be bonded despite rumors of intrigue and gossip circulating through the royal court, raising questions about the nature of their relationship. Their friendship, which developed in the delicate dance between society's expectations and royal politics, flourished like a rare flower in the middle of a thorny hedge. However, as their love for one another deepened, rumors of scandal and belief also began to circulate. These rumors were spread by people who were jealous of them and were unable to appreciate the sincerity of their relationship. The Queen and the honest Tailor refused to allow other people's opinions to control their relationship, even in the face of increasing pressure to live up to social norms. Rather, they refused to give up on their unwavering conviction that love is an infinite force that unites two souls in a bond that ignores cultural and class distinctions. Therefore, the Queen and the honest Tailor found comfort in the knowledge that their love was stronger than any scandal, and that their bond was unbreakable in the face of misfortune, as they weathered the storm of gossip and innuendo that threatened to tear them apart. And despite the challenges and obstacles that they encountered along the way, they never wavered in their dedication to one another, because they knew that by working together, they could conquer all that stood in their way. The truthful Tailor continued to serve the Queen faithfully and without any ulterior intentions, in spite of the rumors and conjecture that swirled around them. He performed his duties with the same commitment and honesty that had first won him the Queen's respect, oblivious to the depth of her affection for him. His meticulous execution of each stitch and seam bears witness to his unshakable dedication to both his craft and the Queen he faithfully served. The honest Tailor was unwavering in his conviction that his obligation was to serve the Queen to the best of his abilities, regardless of what other people thought, even though the royal attendants might have whispered behind closed doors, raising questions about the nature of their relationship. He saw no greater honor than to be given the responsibility of realizing the Queen's visions, and his deft needlework was a testament to his remaining respect and admiration for her. The honest Tailor was thus blissfully unaware of the love that grew in the Queen's heart, and that would one day alter the course of their lives forever, as he worked away in his workshop, weaving threads of silk and satin into beautiful garments fit for a queen. Driven by his own ambition and desire for recognition, a rival tailor planned to destroy the honest Tailor's reputation amid the whispers of envy and jealousy that spread through the royal court's halls. He cleverly and falsely weaved a web of lies and fraud, creating doubt in the officials' minds and harming the reputation of the sincere Tailor. The once unbreakable bond between the honest Tailor and the Queen was tested as they were caught in a web of betrayal and mistrust, as rumors spread like wildfire, generated by the rival Tailor's schemes. The honest Tailor refused to give in to the doubts and suspicions that threatened to take over him in the face of all the evidence against him. The Queen could not get rid of the feeling that there was more to the story than what first appeared, despite being divided between her allegiance to the truthful Tailor and the gravity of the charges made against him. She approached the truthful Tailor with a heavy heart and a confused mind, looking for the truth amid the sea of falsehoods and incomplete statements that surrounded them. Their relationship was put to the ultimate test in that instant of honesty and openness when they had to confront the bitter truths of lying and deception head on in an effort to come out on top. The Queen and the honest Tailor's relationship only got stronger as a result of their shared respect and admiration for one another, despite all of their difficulties. Their love and loyalty served as a beacon of hope in a world full of uncertainty as they stood together against the storm, despite rumors of conspiracy and curiosity that threatened to tear them apart. As time went on, they grew more and more comfortable in each other's arms, their hearts bound together in a connection that went beyond commonality and regal bounds. They faced the future with bravery and determination, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything that stood in their way, even though the road ahead was full of difficulties and barriers. Because in the end, what truly made them unique weren't the titles they wore or the crowns they possessed, but rather their intense love and sticking commitment to one another. Therefore, the honest Tailor and the Queen realized that they could take over the world together as they walked through the palace gardens, holding hands, their love shining like a beacon in the night. The Queen's love for the truthful Tailor persevered in the face of hardship, as she risked her crown to shield him from false accusations. The Queen refused to give up on the sincere Tailor in his hour of need, even in the face of increasing pressure from the officials and advisors who wished to destroy their relationship. She stood by his side, defending him against the rumors and innuendo that threatened to ruin his reputation, with a resolve as unwavering as steel. And despite the fact that her actions might have infuriated those who wished to undermine her, she continued because she was steadfast in her belief that love knows no boundaries. The truthful Tailor was more than just a confidant or friend to her. He was a kindred spirit whose presence illuminated the deepest recesses of her being. Thus, despite the criticism from those around her and the contempt from her opponents, the Queen never wavered in her conviction that love was going to win, having faith in their relationship's ability to endure the most trying circumstances. She also knew that she could weather any storm as long as she had the honest Tailor by her side. So even though the road ahead was full of uncertainty, she walked it with her hands gripped high. The honest Tailor and the Queen set out on a journey of self-discovery, defying social expectations and discovering true happiness in each other's company. They were united by their shared values of honesty and integrity. They took comfort in the fact that they could be themselves in each other's company without being restricted by duty or obligation as they navigated the complicated rules of royal life. They grew a foundation of trust and understanding that would stand the test of time as they laughed and cried together, shared secrets and dreams. Even though their love may have encountered difficulties along the road, these events only served to strengthen their relationship and create an unbreakable and unquestionable bond. They found refuge from the confusion of the outside world in each other's arms, a place where they could be authentic and exposed without worrying about criticism or retaliation. They knew they had found a love worth fighting for in each other, a love that would last forever. As they strolled through the palace's gardens hand in hand, their hearts filled with appreciation and love. Their legendary love story, filled with hardships and victories, inspired countless generations with its ageless message of bravery, loyalty, and unwavering love. The honest Tailor and the Queen's legacy persisted over time, a monument to the ability of love to triumph over even the most difficult obstacles. Even as the memory of their adventures faded into myth and legend, their names were whispered respectfully in the records of history, and everyone who heard their story was filled with wonder and admiration. Because their love shone like a shining light of hope in a world full of darkness and despair, it reminded everyone who saw it that love would always win out in the end, no matter how bad things got. And even though they might have long since departed into myth and remembrance, the legacy of the Queen's love and the truthful Tailor remained serving as a timeless reminder of the ability of love to victory over all obstacles.